Hey there, die-hard Lions faithful. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where every play, every rumor, and every heartbeat of Detroit football comes roaring to life. I'm your host, and before we dive into today's earth-shattering buzz, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a single insider update. Today, we've got bombshell news that's got Ford Field buzzing, superstar pass rusher Aidan Hutchinson, sidelined since that gruesome broken fibula and tibia back on October 13th, just made a three-word announcement that's sending shockwaves through Motor City. I'm fully cleared. But is that really the end of this saga, or merely the opening salvo in one of the most highly anticipated comeback stories in recent NFL memory? Could this declaration mask lingering doubts about his true readiness? Let's unpack every electrifying detail. It's been over 6.5 grueling months since Hutchinson's season-ending injury against the Cowboys, a moment that left every Lions fan holding their breath. Fast forward to Thursday, when reporters caught up with him at the team's facility ahead of OTAs. "Yeah, it's great. I got cleared a while back," he said, flashing that signature determined grin. "I'm just rolling with the boys now, and it feels like I'm back to being myself again. I think this is the most excited I've been for OTAs in my life." Those words should inspire confidence. But eagle-eyed observers noticed something curious in the footage subsequently leaked online. In the social media clip, Hutchinson powers through sprint drills and cutting exercises, yet subtle nuances raise eyebrows. His left leg, still recovering from surgery, looks noticeably slimmer than his right, and there's a fraction of hesitation in his acceleration. Is that simply caution born of prudence, or a sign he hasn't quite regained his trademark explosiveness? Fans watching have pointed out a slight hitch in his stride, sparking fierce debate. Could it mean he's pacing himself to avoid re-injury? Or is it a red flag that he might not be ready for the season opener? Let's not forget the numbers that underscore his impact. In just 39 career games, Hutchinson has amassed 28.5 sacks and 65 quarterback hits, terrorizing offensive lines across the league. Even in a truncated 2024 campaign, he notched 7.5 sacks and 45 pressures in only 5.5 games. That's a level of dominance few defenders can match. Now, with defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard installing fresh schemes and new run game coordinator Casey Rogers overseeing the line, Hutchinson's presence, or absence, could make or break Detroit's defensive renaissance. Could this be why the Lions seem dangerously cautious? Sources whisper that the front office is awaiting final medical clearance before confirming a return date, perhaps eyeing a dramatic preseason press conference to amplify the moment. Others suggest the team might opt to hold him out of the first 2 regular season games, guaranteeing peak performance when he finally steps onto the gridiron. Is it possible that Coach Dan Campbell's earlier musings about Hutchinson potentially suiting up for a hypothetical Super Bowl appearance were more wishful thinking than plan of action? Meanwhile, the locker room is reportedly electric, with anticipation. Teammates describe Hutchinson's off-field leadership as vital. Even in rehab, he's been mentoring younger linemen on tackling angles and technique. Could this renewed focus off the field be a sign he's mentally sharper than ever, prepared to reclaim his spot as the defense's heartbeat? Or does the fact that his off-season weightlifting numbers aren't publicly disclosed hint at underlying caution within the medical staff? And what of contract implications? With elite pass rushers like Myles Garrett and Max Crosby commanding over $35 million per year, Hutchinson's fully cleared status places him in prime position to negotiate, and the Lions know it. Will this announcement trigger a swift extension before training camp? Or is management waiting to see him in live pads before committing millions? So here we stand, Lions fans, on the cusp of what could be Aidan Hutchinson's most triumphant return, yet shadowed by uncertainty. Fewer months remain until Week 1 against the Packers, ample time for full recovery, but also enough runway for setbacks. Will we see him wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks come September? Or will the team's cautionary approach push his debut deeper into the season? Could this three-word declaration merely be the calm before the storm? If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss an update on Aidan Hutchinson's comeback saga. Now, let's shift into overdrive as we explore what's next for Detroit's premier pass rusher and how his return could reshape the entire 2025 season. Insiders now say that the Lions have penciled in a formal announcement window for late July, strategically timed just before training camp opens. Imagine the scene: a packed press conference at Ford Field, cameras flashing as Aidan strides to the podium in full uniform, helmet in hand. Could that moment instantly galvanize this team? With Hutchinson back among the first-team defense, the tactics on the other side of the line of scrimmage will change overnight. Opposing coordinators will have to game plan for his relentless pressure once again, and offensive linemen around the league will be marking their calendars, bracing for the thunderous collision that defines his style. Let's play out the possibilities. If Hutchinson officially kicks off practice in late July, he'll have a full slate of preseason reps to shake off any rust, crunch drills with the edge-set group, live one-on-ones against Detroit's starting tackles, and 2-minute situational. Work to hone his timing on stunts and twists. By the time Week 1 rolls around against Green Bay on September 7th, he could be firing on all cylinders, ready to rewrite the narrative of last year's defensive struggles. Could his presence alone be the key to transforming a near-miss playoff defense into a championship contender? Some experts believe it's not hyperbole to suggest Detroit's ceiling soars when Hutchinson is in uniform. Yet, caution remains at the forefront. Word is that the coaching staff will slowly ramp up his snap counts, perhaps targeting him for 2/3 of defensive plays in September before pushing for full-time duty in October. This phased approach mirrors how elite returnees like Adrian Peterson and Rob Gronkowski were handled, careful management to avoid re-injury. Is it possible that the Lions could adopt a similar playbook, prioritizing Hutchinson's long-term health over immediate impact? Fans are divided. Some argue that early season rust could cost the team precious division points, while others advocate for patience, reasoning that a healthier Hutchinson in December could carry Detroit through a deep playoff run. As we look past the calendar to the early season matchups, there's one game that could truly showcase Hutchinson's triumphant return. Week 3, against the Minnesota Vikings. Facing a rejuvenated Kirk Cousins and a high-powered offense, Detroit's defense will need its star back. Picture Hutchinson sailing past a misaligned tackle for a strip sack, the roar from the stands shaking the stadium rafters. Would that single play symbolize his full-circle journey from injury to impact? Or will the Lions manage his snaps more conservatively, quietly banking on his presence as a late-game X factor? Behind the scenes, Detroit's medical staff remains tight-lipped, but the rumor mill is buzzing with talk of one final go-no-go meeting just days before camp. Could that session determine whether Hutchinson takes the field in padded practice, or if they hold him back a few more days to ensure peak readiness? Fans are monitoring every social media update, every cryptic tweet from teammates, searching for clues. Some speculate that Hutchinson's sister posted a subtle, almost game-time message recently. Was that a celebratory hint, or merely sibling support? Now it's your turn, Lions country. Do you believe Hutchinson will suit up in Week 1, or are you banking on a delayed debut to protect his future? Which game are you most eager to see him light up the scoreboard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your predictions. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a big thumbs up, share this video with every fellow Lions fan you know, and make sure you're subscribed to Lions News Fan Report. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because the roar of Aidan Hutchinson's return is almost upon us.